You can get education or financial education from different places.
So, in essence, what you're trying to point out is that there's no particular look area or school or event or program where you can get they teach financial literacy. So it means it's individual just has to go in all out searching for books and studying themselves. That's what you're trying to say?
Yes, there are great platforms as well. There are so many people offering now. If you go to YouTube, you can educate yourself in financial education. But the problem is, as I said earlier, whatever you consume in, if you don't apply, it doesn't make any sense.
But another thing, we have a 2030 campaign as a World System Based organization by Coach Swan. So from Monday to Friday, we do have like 4 classes during the day. So those classes are free.
Oh, 2030.
Yeah, 2030 means we want to educate 30 million family by 2030 because this is a group of professionals that they run financial education classes. Anyone can come and learn. The classes start from understanding setting goals. Then it comes about debt management and cash flow. Then we talk about proper protection. What types of insurance do you have in the market?
Under what umbrella are you talking about?
We're talking about a World System Builder organization.
World System Builder.
Yeah, led by Coach Swan. So they focus on, we're part of that. We focus on educating families. So we are financial professionals. We're licensed. The one section is we're for profit. We make money on that side. But at the same time also, we run workshops during the week. I actually do it in my language, Monday and Sunday. I've been doing it for the 4 years. I built a group that has like 2,000 members.
Wonderful. I think we can get a direction here. So there are some areas, some units that address it, like a department you talked about, World System Builder, and maybe there could be other mediums too that handles it. But I think at least I can get it that, and you are one of a member of that department, that organization.
Yeah. One of the things is we can give access and direction, but those are not a publicly accessible information. You need to get through an advisor so they can give you an access. Hey, spend 5 hours, learn those 6 classes.
So somebody like you could actually so somebody need an advisor.
Yeah.
So what I understand is that you out there, you need to be connected to an advisor.
Yeah. And also I want to
financial planner who could actually be a part of, link you and guide you into one of the mediums to get into financial literacy.
Yeah, I wanted to add on that part on
that?
what, yeah. And what I want to add something on financial literacy that he said is, when you push a wall in physics, it pushes you back. I was a good student in physics. So when you push it, it pushes you back. That's why you can feel like, the heaviness of anything that you're pushing. But when you push, it pushes. It's like it's like push and pull. There's actually opposite energy flowing.
Yeah.
So same thing when you start learning about the system, when you start asking, even if you go ask to return at the bank certain question about your credit card, first thing they will try to push you back. For them is to make you go away fast from the branch. They don't want to answer your questions most of the time. They avoid questions that help them to get lower interest, better investment advices. I was talking earlier to one of the clients I was helping, and we were trying to do some things, and the bank started acting differently after. But before, they were like good friends, so I can give them many information. So financial literacy is not me as an advisor. I will give you then access to those products. I'll give you access to real products where you can connect faster.
Right.
But when it comes to financial literacy, is avoid manipulation. Let's say as an advisor, I can come to you, but when we are aware you're financially active, you can say this is not what I want. When a bank says this is not what I want, give me this one. Same like when you go shopping with your partner, right? You don't buy what Costco have all of it. You buy what you need. Sometimes they may test you, taste the sugar. You tell them, no, I don't eat sugar. It's okay. So financial literacy is there's one thing we call control your money, control your future. That means with financial literacy, it actually becomes practical. I know what I do with my money. I know where I put it. So any advisor that comes in, they're not going to tell, this is not what you're doing wrong. You tell them, hey, my friend, I've been doing this for 10 years. It works. So find somebody else. Actually, there's a great basketball, Shaq O'Neal.
Chacone, yeah.
He said when he first started making money, he said a bunch of advisors came into him and they said like, "Oh, put it in here, you can make a lot of money." And he told them, "That doesn't sound right." So he found a young guy, Jewish guy. If he said a Jewish guy, young guy, accountant. He said, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do for your taxes. Do this way for long-term investment." Allah. He said, "That's the guy." He said the same advisor has been helping for the longest time until now. Because the education that you give, it gives you confidence. That's why we're pressing on financial literacy. It's something practical that we're every day walking about. You can say, swipe it off. Or every time when you make a financial decision, you say like, this no, I avoid it for my future. You know, I decide to avoid this thing for my future, not for now.
If I can add something to the financial literacy,
Yeah.
you mentioned about the financial planner. There are different designations in the industry. In general, there are certified financial planners, there are certified financial educators, there are certified planners only. There are so many designations. Everybody is different according to their experiences, the qualifications. There are insurance agents as well, right? Financial professionals like me,
Right.
like us. You can get financial literacy from even Google today. You can get your financial literacy from grandma, as he said. But the question is, if you don't act upon it, nothing is going to work. There are so many great agencies out there. There are so many platforms teaching about financial education on a daily basis. And there is this concept I learned from someone. There is nothing that doesn't grow if you intentionally water it, cultivate it, and work at it.
Thank you. Okay, we're gonna look at it this way. We are talking about people. This financial literacy is actually a very wide subject, right? So if you dig it, either way you go, you're gonna see it from different concepts. But the summary of it all is that it means that when anybody is financially enlightened, that means that's an act. And what is that act that will now begin the result of financial, when a person is financially aware? Some people say they begin certain culture. What is the culture that a person begins to apply when he now gets the basic, at least is financially literate? What is the first step of the cultures?
Yeah, so I think the first thing is you need to start paying yourself. So the minute that
Paying yourself.
yeah, because when you make an income, you pay the government the first.
Right.
So people, they think it's duty. It's just a crime that they do. They brought this thing a long time ago to recover money of the war. Then they make it a habit.
The culture of paying yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
The culture
Get
of
it out there.
Yeah, paying yourself means it's you make 4,000, you make 3,000, you make $1,000. You may be part-time student, part-time working. Start small. Create a habit of saving $100, $25, $200, $300, $400. Pay yourself. If I was talking earlier to a young guy. I was telling him like, I'll start later. I said, you don't care paying the government, but most people, actually, they don't care about themselves. They do care that they pay their taxes because the government takes them immediately. You don't say anything. Paying yourself means taking 10, 15% of your income and start, as soon as you start making an income, create a culture of paying yourself. There's a black African American. He worked in a parking lot for 42 years, an older guy right now. He's retiring. Somebody told him, invest and reinvest 10% of your income. He's been doing it for 42 years. He worked in one place, right? Every time his income increases, he saves more. Every time his expense decreases, he saves more. Retiring. The maximum he made an hour was $14 as a parking attendant. $500,000 cash saved. Forget Social Security is there. $500,000 cash saved. House paid off. Kids went to school. No debt, nothing. Why? Because somebody educated him. Hey, this is how we do it. Guess what? He works in the parking lot, right? The people who work on that building, in the white clothes, good clothes, come take advice from the guy who works in the parking lot because he's the wellest guy in that environment, that area. So the culture is what? It's saving money is a culture, but it needs to be directed. Let's say now, if you live in Canada, you can use TFSA, RRSP, First Home, the different accounts. But let your bills take money away from you, right? So your saving accounts. your bills, so your saving account should take money every month, every week from your bank account. I have like 4 different accounts, TFAs. So every month what they do is, ship it's going. And me, I'm working active in my business, but I don't have to worry about my saving. I automate it. If you can automate your bill, you can automate your saving. So the culture of is what? Once you understand something, set it to fire. Let it burn. Let it build up. Philemon said, knowledge. Most people, they say like, I know this. Sometimes people call me like, oh, I know this, but I said, listen, if you're not acting, you don't know. There's a thing between knowing and doing. So financial literacy is now, when you know, you set the fire on, you set the accounts, you start small, you actively monitor every year, you grow as your expenses grow. I was a guy that I was helping. He came to me when I first came. He said, Isaac, I can't save. I said, $50. No problem. Open the account. Guess what happened? Same guy now. He saves $850 a month. He told me, you know what? This is the only way to save. Before he said, like, people can't save in this kind. I said, no, that's wrong. He told me, no, this is the only way to save. So the culture of saving, paying yourself as your bills. Immediately set debt and everything on.
Okay, I get something here. Because as people pay bills,
Yeah.
you pay your energy bills, you pay your house rent,
Correct. Sir.
you pay
Your mortgage.
whatsoever. How much do you pay yourself?
Nothing.
And so this culture means savings.
Yeah.
So savings is the only way that you can begin to pay yourself, because that whatever you save is what is left for you.
Yeah.
That's what I understand.
See?
Okay, now there we go. In this context, savings. If you say save, for some time I try to every money I put in my savings account, I eat them, I spend them like any other. Many people like that. If we say savings, is that money in savings not as good as whatever I can still throw it in cards and used to buy things and all that? Because savings, if I've saved in the bank, I put everything in my savings account, I can withdraw them. Is there a particular kind of savings? Because otherwise, if it's just savings, I save, I take, I use when I want. So is there a kind of savings? And secondly, if it's just the regular savings, how much do I even get? Do people make even from the savings I put in the bank? I can hardly remember the last time I put 10,000 or 5,000, and at the end of the month I see anything. I don't almost see nothing. So is there a particular form of savings you're talking about, or just save in the bank? So that's why I would like to see if you can buttress in that a bit. Is there a particular savings that helps you save that money properly, that keeps you away from using them just as any other money? Or, so that's what I would want you to talk about.
Thank you for the question.
Yes,
I'll go back to the act part.
Okay.
Um,
Action.
the action part, right?
Faith
So-
without work.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's dead.
Yeah.
And there is this book, The Richest Man in Babylon. I believe it's over 100 years
Yeah.
old. It's clearly mentions that you gotta pay yourself first. By the way, when you come to the Canadian system, because I live in Canada, you don't pay yourself first. You pay
pay
the
the
government
bills.
first.
You pay the government, not the system first.
That's you cannot deny that.
That's
Because
a
if you
fact.
take the money first, you might run out of the country, and the government needs their taxes, right? They're very smart. They collect it first.
Yeah.
So you pay the government first.
Okay.
From whatever money comes to your bank account, it says pay yourself first.
Right.
There is a psychology behind it. Why do you need to pay yourself first? Because what happens is, once you put something aside for yourself and for your family's future, it's called a family bill, or family
financial
future
bill.
bill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put it aside, then you're going to spend what is left. There is a concept. If you save first and spend what is left, you have a chance to become wealthy. But if you spend first and you attempt to save after, you're going to end up in poverty.
Oh.
Because you're attempting to
Save first.
Yeah.
Correct. Save first and spend after, because you're going to depend on what is left to be spent.
Correct.
So back to the question of acting. Once you understand the concept of paying yourself first, pay yourself first. Second, buy only what you need, not what you want. By the way, we live in a very flashy society or culture nowadays. If Isaac drives a 2025 vehicle, I have to own it. Why? Because Isaac came to the Canada 5 years ago. I came 15 years ago. Why wouldn't I drive a car like him? So it's a competitive culture. So we need to get out of that culture and live well below your means.
They call them the Jones.
Does that make sense? So pay yourself first, know what you need and what you want, live way below your means. And there is a fifth factor that I highly emphasize. Hang around people who speak wealth and business and leadership over the long term. That will help you build a sustainable culture of saving. But saving alone is not going to build wealth. And you asked me a question, where do we save?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
First, you start by saving. Like a farmer leaves some seed for next, planting season. So keep aside money somewhere. If you do not trust yourself, by the way, open a second bank account. I'm a firm believer that if a person gets married, one is a spender, one is a saver. Most of the time, if either both savers, it's rarely to find both of them are spenders.
They're opposite.
They're opposite. I don't know, for some reason.
Yeah.
One
how
is a
life
spender,
works.
one is what? A saver. So I believe it's in physics that opposite poles attract or something like that. But anyways, one is a saver, one is a spender. If I'm a spender, I open a separate bank account and I give it to my wife.
okay, quickly.
This is a saving habit now.
Yes, on a quick one, what's the difference? I had him talk about RRSP and TFSA.
Saving accounts.
And then what is the difference between this type of a savings account and the regular bank savings account? What's the difference? What can we say is a difference?
I mean, this is a little bit technical, but I can answer it just in an overview.
In an overview, yeah.
The bank has their way of dealing with money, right? And there are three sectors in Canada that you can put money, generally. This is not an advice, but in a context of educational purposes,
Yeah.
you can put money in the bank. You can put money at an investment company. You can put money in an insurance company. These are very highly regulated. It's a highly
Industry,
regulated
yeah.
industry.
Yeah.
So you gotta know where you put your money. You want to protect your money, put it in an insurance company. You want to grow your money, put it in an investment company. You want easy access to your money, put it in a bank. By the way, if I'm not wrong, I learned this in geography back in the days. A bank is a small place in a river that has some water left at the end when the river dries out.
A riverbank.
It's called a river bank, right? So it's just a reserve. If I go to a bank, I open a bank and I'm truly financially literate, you know what I do? I put just a reserve, something that sustains me for 3 to 6 months, not more than that. Other money has to be saved and invested somewhere else. So if I address your question about the TFSA and RRSP, these are basically vehicles that you can put money in Canada.